everyone, it's Tracy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you some work I'm doing with a digital kit from TaylorMadeCards4u. So how's it going? Here's the original card that I made. So we're gonna do almost exactly the same thing, only I'm going to use the word dad instead of pop. And I'll show you how I put it together. So you download these digital kits from TaylorMadeCards4u and you can print them. And print them on any type of paper you want, any colors you want. If you want to change their colors, if you want to change their sizes. For instance, the one you're seeing there, I used my windows. And then I'm going to be using this stamp set, Professors. And this is the Varsity, Alphanumeric Varsity from Tim Holtz. So throwing in some of my Tim, and then I've got this paper here that comes with, well, it comes with scrapbook.com stuff. And so anyways, I printed this out, and it looks like I deleted some of the video. No, I printed it out exactly the way it is, and cut it out. And now I'm just going to stamp on it so you can see how easy it is to use these kits. And I particularly love this Gentleman's Club kit. It's really cute. So I'm going to grab the Professor here. I'm going to lay him on there kind of where I want him. And yeah, he's going to overlap a little, and that's just fine. It's, you know, lends to the grunginess of the card. Make small adjustments where needed. And then I'll go ahead and stamp him down with some First Fine Claret. Nope, I'm going to use the Distressed Black Soot Archival. And what I like to do is rub it and tap it onto the stamp to make sure I get it good and inked. And then just give some good pressure. Like Tim says, we're not doing CPR, but I still need to get good pressure on there. I want to make sure I get a good impression. So I kind of like that, but let me just clean the stamp off here a little bit before I pick it up with my hand and end up with ink everywhere. And I'm going to stamp down this little sort of gauge thing from the same set. And I'm not stamping the whole thing, just part of it. And I'll use the same ink. And just get that stamped down. Super easy. And you can see beside me there are some more of the printables, and I'm just using a very small part of this kit. You can go hog wild. You can do a great junk journal page or a scrapbook layout, or, you know, multiple cards with all kind of the same theme for like Father's Day, or just guy cards, whatever. So I'm using this paper. I call this 3 cycling. I'm just kind of using it to protect my surface, and I've got a fan brush here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my black ink, and this is I think it's a Daler-Rowney ink. It's so hard to say that. And I'm just going to dip my brush into the ink, try not to make a mess or get it all over my hands, and then rub it off a little bit. I'm just going to give it a couple of scrapes on that paper, and then I'm just going to tap my fan brush and just get black everywhere. I want it pretty grungy. And the black just really does the job there, making it look old and beat up and, you know, grungy. I like grungy stuff. Now Monica has a lot of stuff at TaylorMadeCards4u that suit everybody's, you know, wants or needs. If you like cute, or if you like romantic, or shabby chic, she's got it all. But me, I'm going for the grunge. So what I'm going to do next here is I'm going to actually take that same piece of paper. I'm going to probably cut or tear off that ucky part right there, and I'm going to kind of tear it up so that it's going to basically be sitting behind. I'm looking for my ruler here. As always, I'm always looking for my ruler. The one that I need. So anyway, where are you? Eventually, I'm going to be tearing this paper. And I probably thought that I edited this part out, but I may have re-added it because I thought I accidentally deleted something. Okay, so I've got that torn out. I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and sew it down. And there you go. And then I took and cut out the barber shop and sewed that down as well. And I left one of the strings long because I'm going to tie a little a little thing to it. So I'm grabbing a needle out of my little needle thing that I made, because I'm going to be sewing this back in. So I've got a little key right here, and then I'll thread my needle. And then I'll just kind of poke it right back through the hole there so that it's sewn down and will stay attached to the card. And then I'll put my needle away and then just go into the back and tie it down to something, to the other strings, and glue it, or whatever you have to do to secure it. It's also going to be glued down to something, so I'm just leaving the strings long for now. So let me zoom you out here. And what I'm doing here now is that little piece of recycled paper, I'm tearing it up. I'm just going to really grunge it up, give it tears and folds, and just make it as messy as I possibly can. Then I'll take my ink, and I'm going to use black soot, and I'm going to make it even messier. So I'm kind of rolling it and folding it as I go, and just rubbing back and forth with my ink until I get it looking pretty doggone torn up. Because the main panel is sewn down, I'm not really worried about it you know, coming apart or anything like that. And I just have a Singer heavy duty sewing machine. I think I paid 79 bucks. So I'm gonna fasten this down to a craft card base, and I'm gonna trim down that card base a little bit because it's got a little sticking over the edge, and that will make me crazy. But I'm actually gonna end up sewing it, so I just put a little glue in the middle so it'll stay in place while I sew it. All right, I've got that part sewn down as well. You trim off the little edges here. A little bit more messing up of that little edge. We're getting there. See, there you go. You just kind of want to roll, fold, tear, bend, just basically destroy. Hey, that's the best grunge, right? And then I'm just kind of grunging around the edge of the card base itself. Oh, you know, it looks like I just glued that down to a 4.5 by 5 or 4.25 by 5.5 piece of card. I can't tell right now, but I've got these little letters here, and I completely cut out the part of me cutting those out, but who needs that? This basically, I'm just using this portion of the letters, and I am going to color them and then grunge them up as well before I get them down onto the card. I love this set, and I wish there were more different types of fonts with this set, because it's, you know, it's got the little outline, it's got the words, it's got, you know, everything you need, and it's a pretty good size. They're about 1 inch, so you can really go to town with them. So I'm getting out my little, trying to pick this thing up. I'm getting out my little silicone mat so I can color these. And I think I'm going to go with red, just like I did the other one. Yeah, don't ask me why. That's a part of that, kit, is that sort of barber pole looking thing. Ah, yeah. So, what am I doing? You know, it looks like what I did was I recorded what I didn't want to record and didn't record what I did. Okay, I'm just using it to test colors. All right, got candied apple here, and I'm just taking the ink pad directly down to the letters. That's what I was doing. I was trying to match colors. I'm telling you, I recorded this video a couple of weeks ago, and sometimes I forget what I did if I don't edit them and record them right away. So there's my dad word, and I'm just going to kind of let that dry. I'm going to pick these up and move them out of the way so I can wipe up that red ink, because if I can get red ink anywhere, I will. It's red is my nemesis here. You know, though, I just don't want to waste that beauty. Let me see. Can I get a piece of card to wipe it up? No, I wasted it. Doggone it. Oh, well. You know, in a hurry, whatever. You see it all the time. So I've got my dad letters. Now I'm going to take my black soot distress ink, and there's still plenty on my little finger blender here, and I'm just going to grunge up the letters here. And I want to get something smaller so I can grunge up the inside too, because it just doesn't look right with just the outside. So I get something smaller, a little brush like this will work, and I'm just going to put the brush right there on the little finger blender and just grab a little bit of ink and kind of just do the insides of the letters as well, so that they, you know, it all kind of is cohesive. It's not perfect at all on either side. Yeah, we're just going to get those as dirty as we can here. Okay. The little A's inside of there are kind of hard to get because they're so small, but we get them. And since we're only doing 3 letters, I didn't speed this up any. I figure, well, it's just 3 letters. If it was a big long word, I'd probably speed it up. All right, let's get the inside of that D, and then we'll get ready to attach these to the card. So I'm going to pick them up so I can move my little silicone mat and bring back in my card. And all I need to do now is just kind of glue the letters on. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back. I've got the letters on. Now I'm going to choose a sentiment from this sticker book from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to grunge up the edge of that sentiment and the inside a little bit with my vintage photo. I'm going to add a little extra glue to the sticker, and I'm going to stick it right down below where the barber sign is. There we go. Now all I need to do is attach it to a card base. I'm going to use a black card base, and it is the same size as the card base, so I am going to, as the front of the card base, so I'm going to put the glue directly on the card base, and then I'll lay this down, give it some good pressure to let that glue stick. And there we have pretty much our grungy dad card from the Gentleman's Club release from Monica Taylor at TaylorMadeCards4u. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.